Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. So right now on the 4-hour chart, there's not much going on. Cardano is still trying to complete a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. As you can see, we got another low in the fourth wave move down. We got to the 0.618 support level and we did get a reaction there, but this is not enough to confirm that the low is in. However, if the low is in, right now what we need to do is break above the moving average of the 4-hour RSI, and then we could focus on higher prices. So if we manage to do that, maybe we get above it, then we go down and then we test it. We use it as support and bounce off of it like we did, I think, somewhere in this area, and then we can finally go up. And if we do go up, my next target would be a fifth wave, which is at 73.8 cents. That's the target for that. After that, we're probably gonna get rejected by the 200-day moving average again, form an ABC structure for the second wave, because these 5 waves will complete the first, and then we could focus on finally getting back above the bull market support band and the 200-day moving average. However, right now, if we get below the 618 support level, it's gonna be pretty bad because the 1, 2, 3, 4 setup right here that we have on the chart is gonna get invalidated. The fourth wave move down is not really allowed to go below the second wave lows, so breaking even below, let's say like that low over there at 63.8 cents is gonna tell us that this structure is probably gonna turn into a much bigger 1-2 setup. And I have another support zone for this on the chart in case it plays out. It's between 59.4 cents and 52 cents. So in case we go lower right now, you can watch this support zone. But you have to understand, invalidating this 1, 2, 3, 4 setup right now is gonna act as a rejection of the 200-day moving average, which is not great because the last time something like that happened, the last time we got rejected by the 200-day moving average was right here. As you can see, we dropped below it, we tried testing it, we got rejected, and then we went from like 83 cents all the way down to 50 cents. So we don't really want to see something like this happen again, because if it does happen again, I think Cardano could easily drop to 50 cents again and maybe get some kind of quadruple bottom, which would not be the worst case in the world, but you have to remember we had a cross on the bull market support band over there, and each time we had a cross on the bull market support band on the Cardano chart, we went up a couple of months later. I mean, I showed you many examples in the past, I'm not going to talk about that too much today, but yeah, we need to get a bounce right now. But I think the market situation is still pretty okay, and as long as we manage to hold support, I think we are fine. If you go on the daily chart right now, you have to remember we got to the oversold territory on the RSI for the first time since we were in this area. As you can see, after we got to the oversold territory right there, we pretty much did absolutely nothing for a couple of days, and only after a couple of days, and only after we broke above the moving average on the daily RSI, that's when we finally started a move to the upside. That's pretty much what happened over there as well, although the story is a bit different. Here, you know, we got to the oversold territory when we went to like 50 cents, and then we bounced, so that's what we're waiting for. Each time we had a cross on the bull market support band, the price went down in the short term and then it finally started a bounce. That's what happened last year. As you can see, this was a 1-2 setup. We were below the bull market support band, pretty much like we are right now, and then we still managed to go higher. And that's exactly what happened over here as well. We had a cross on the bull market support band, and in the short term, the price was going down, so the price was not really going up before we had any of these pumps, meaning that we could still start this pump, and if we do, I think many people are gonna be caught off guard because that's what usually happens. I remember making videos last year in this area. People were extremely demoralized. Nobody was believing that ADA was gonna, start a much bigger 1-2 setup because it was going down for months like it is right now. But as you can see, we still managed to get a new high, and I think this only happened because of the cross on the bull market support band. If you take a look at what the Ethereum chart was doing during that time, it was not really going up too much in November. Yes, it did get a bounce, I believe last year if I can find it. As you can see here, it went from $2,400 to about $4,000, but during this time, Cardano went up like 4x and Ethereum only went up like, I don't even know how much this is, let me quickly look. So this was a 74% move to the upside, and the exact same thing happened pretty much in November of 2023 as well. Here, I think Ethereum went up, let's see how much. It went up about, let's say, not even like 30%. And during this time, Cardano went from like 28 cents all the way up to like, let's say 80 cents. So that's almost a 4x. Why did this happen? Because of the cross on the bull market support band. Even though Bitcoin dominance was not really doing much during this time, if you take a look at what happened in November of 2023, for example, Bitcoin dominance during this time only really went down about, let's say, 4%, but Cardano went up like 4x. Why did this happen? Because of the cross on the bull market support band. So there is a chance that Cardano just starts going up right now, because it usually goes up when people least expect it. I mean, like I said, during this time, everybody was demoralized because Cardano just went from like 80 cents to 30 cents and it looked like it was gonna form new bear market lows. But I told you last year the exact same thing that I'm telling you right now. Historically, ADA goes up quite a lot in November. And I'm gonna say what I said yesterday as well, but if we do not manage to go up in November, I don't think ADA is gonna get to, let's say, $5 to $8 by the end of the cycle, because we're not gonna have time to get to $5 to $8. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.